Medianoche.
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 Podcast.
Medianoche.
Podcast.
Medianoche.
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 Podcast.
Okay. One more time, cause we're back. Yes, sir. What's up, y'all? You could be listening to any podcast in the world, but you're tuned in with me. I appreciate that. Every now and then I throw in a Jay-Z quote in there. It fits so well. What's up, y'all? This is Art Morera. Welcome to the Medianoche podcast. This is episode 15. You know what I'm saying? It's been a cool day today, and I'm really excited to have this guest here, man. We go way back since high school, bro. You know, I got Bear here. What's up, Bear?
Hey, how's it going, everyone? This is Bear. You know, people know me as Bear. That's the only name I ever go by. I go by the government.
Word, yeah. It would have been funny if you hit me with like, nah, switch it up now. My name is, and you just give me something else. I'm gonna be like, I don't know. I'm just gonna call you Bear. It's not changing, bro. You been all right, bro?
Yeah, I'm good. How you been?
Yeah, I've been pretty good, man. Like just trying to stay busy and just staying active, man.
Exactly.
Yeah, you came through, bro. You came through with some cheese pizza. You know,
Always, man.
it was so fire. Like there's this like reoccurring thing on this podcast that I didn't impose it on nobody, but everyone kind of just like picked up on it real quick, where like they would bring a medianoche, you know, like from some Cuban spot around the way, and I'm like, oh shit, man, I'll take it, I'll definitely eat it, whatever, croquetas or something, but like I haven't had a cheese pizza in a while, bro, just a regular cheese pizza, you know what I'm saying? But yo, Bear, bro, damn dog, like you and I go back for a minute, man.
Ooh, talk about way back, man. I mean, 15 years more?
Yeah, easily, yeah, for sure. Because like the first, I want to say, I may be wrong, but if I recall correctly, Bear, like the first two microphones that I ever spoke into that recorded my voice, right, was Gels. Remember Gels?
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah, Brian. Yeah, Gels. Shout out to Gels. Right? He had he had it in his living room. It wasn't like a treated room. It was tile floor. There was like furniture with the plastic on it, if I recall correctly. Like just out, you know what I'm saying? You know how like the abuelas and stuff, they'll have furniture, but they don't want you to sit on it, you know?
The abuela will walk by.
Yeah. She'll be like, hey, what's up? Like, you know? Yeah. Might as well have a red velvet rope like walling off the living room. So it was his studio setup, and then it was yours, you know? And you had yours in your bedroom. And I remember yours for a little while was kind of like the spot for people in Barber Goldman. Remember that?
Yeah. I used to, you know, anybody back then. I mean, it was a very simple setup. I actually learned from people online.
Yeah.
Because I used to go to different forums, and I would see people do songs. You know what I mean? Like I would hear songs that people would do, and I was like, damn, man, there's studios everywhere in this motherfucker.
Yeah.
And then so, you know, a couple of guys gave me a suggestion on how to do a little cheap studio. You know, I was 15, 16 at the time, to how to do a little cheap studio in the house. So I was like, okay, cool. You know, and the funniest shit is, you know what I mean? Like I not to sound like a nerd, but right. I actually, I got a hold of some hackers that actually gave me the software to record and do beats and do stuff like that, you know? And I literally went to Walmart. The Walmart over there in Hialeah Gardens. Yeah. I went over there and I bought a LabTech mic that was $7. That was the microphone that I used to record, that long little stick.
Yeah.
That was the microphone I used to do all the verses and all the songs and everything I ever did back when I was in high school. Right. That was and it's funny because like you know, nobody would expect this. Everybody would go to the house and see this intricate software because that's all I had. I didn't have any speakers that weren't anywhere, any crazy shit. Right. You know, and the headphones that I used were these little rinky-dink Sony Walkman headphones.
Right. I remember that. Yeah.
You know, but sure. You know, like I said, man, where there was a will, there was a way. You know, and I wanted to I wanted to record and I wanted to do my thing, and I would open my house to whoever wanted to come through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I said, we met in Barbara Goldman at the bus stop.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
We met at Barbara Goldman, and it was it was never shy. There was never any issues with anyone. So anybody that was would like to rap or anything like that, they they knew. They came up to me and they told me, hey, can I go to your house? I want to record, or I would invite them over myself. So if they were shy, oh yeah, come on, we'll do something, whatever. And and I'm glad we went to I went to a lot of different schools.
Really?
Yeah. I went to 2 elementary, 2 middle schools.
Oh,
well,
okay,
actually
yeah.
3 middle schools and 2 high schools, and
You went to 3 middle schools, like 1 for every grade, 6th, 7th,
yeah,
and 8th
I went
grade.
to Jose Marti, Hialeah Middle, and Filer.
Damn.
And
so all the ones that you went to were in Hialeah.
In Hialeah.
Yeah. Damn. So okay.
yeah, and then and Barbara Goldman, like I said, that school was one school that would actually encourage people to, show a talent, show something. Because it's funny, I have a 13-year-old. He's in middle school right now, and he has he goes to school. It has a state auditorium and all that shit.
Yeah.
And I asked him, do they ever do anything in there? No.
Wow.
I'm like, do kids rap or sing or do any talent shows? No. It's like, it sucks. You know what I mean? It doesn't seem like they're either they show interest to express themselves or sing or do anything, or the school won't allow them to do it at the school or whatever. But luckily we lucked out. We went to a school where every month they had an event, pretty much every month. And it was like, plus it was a plus for the school. It was a fundraiser for them. And on top of that, we got to go and show our talents like they were bro. And we used to pack the houses, man. They were concerts.
yeah, pretty much, man. That auditorium got packed. They had the whole second level.
Everything.
Yeah.
Man.
I remember like the first talent show the first thing that I ever did like with music was in 5th grade. Like Space Jam had just came out, and you remember that song that they had on the soundtrack? It was Jam. All in your face. What's up? The people were like, mind you, I'm in 5th grade, right? I'm like, the teacher was like, we were doing drug abuse resistance education. Dare. Yeah. We all let that guy down, But the teacher was like, we're gonna do a whole thing, just to celebrate the completion of this course. So we want people to do some performances. Who wants to? And I don't know why, like something just made me just raise my hand real quick. Yo, whatever, I'll sign up. Let's do it. And she picked 4 of us, right? Me and 3 other classmates, and like we all were like, oh, so what are we gonna do? And I remember just suggesting, being like, well, why don't we do something over this song, And like I didn't even know what an instrumental was. We literally performed on top of the vocals of the original song. You get me?
Yeah.
And like I just rewrote. It's funny, like at that age, like I wrote the lyrics to the flow of the person rapping on that song. You get me?
Yeah.
And it must have been pretty funny seeing these 4 kids like in 5th grade like rapping on stage to a song. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was like, I remember that, man. It's true, bro. Like high schools doing talent shows really really motivate the kid to.
And it was particularly, and I guess in my case, out of all the schools that I went to, was that one school, Barbara Goldman, where that opened the doors. Bro, they had rap battles with stages and stuff during lunch.
Yeah.
You know, like, where would you see that? I mean, they're like the 103 and 103, what other park ones, you can't curse or whatever. Yeah. But still, what other school would encourage anything like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
It's funny, but first, when I was actually in 9th grade, when I was in 9th grade, and we started rapping, the security guards would come and break it up. They thought we were inciting riots and causing trouble. And
that's funny.
Who you fighting with? Rex. Anyways, come through.
Hey, speaking of Rex, that was the security guard that had like a little like cross earring, right? That he'll walk around the halls and kind of like be like that.
Yeah, super cop, bro.
Yeah, super cop. Yeah, I remember that, man.
He'll be like, we gotta throw 344 down the hallway. What is that? Skippers. So shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember that. That's crazy, bro. It's funny how even at that time, bro, when you and I were in high school, like that's because there was some other security guards that they were like just cool. They were like almost like just trying to stay on everyone's good side so that we would listen to them when they would tell us to do something, you know?
Seymour and stuff.
Yeah, Seymour. Damn, you got a good memory, bro, by names, bro. Because I remember Rex, but not by his name, just by like the strict security guard, you know? That's crazy. But what were you saying?
But yeah, man. I mean, like I said, we went to that school where it encouraged all of us to show our talent. You know what I mean? Believe it or not, because I feel it's just a lot of these kids don't want to show a talent because they're scared or they're shy. You know what I mean? Like, you know what? My pet peeve when I was younger, when I was rapping, and I wasn't the best, but I wasn't the worst either. But my pet peeve would be like when, let's say, I'll jump in a cipher and I'll spit a little verse or do whatever, and then somebody that I know can rap or starting to rap wouldn't want to join because they said that they would I suck, I can't do it, I hate they would sell themselves short. You get what I'm saying? And that to me is like such a pet peeve, because no matter what you do, no matter what talent you have, no matter what, even a job or whatever, no matter what you do, as long as you hone your craft, there's only one way you can go, and that's better.
Yeah.
You look at it, I think everybody in this world has the potential to be a good singer if you hone your craft, if you get into it. Even me with my voice that I have right now. I probably sound like Macy Gray with the Dookie or something. I don't care, but but I can. If anybody hones their craft and does what they have to do, even if they got to get a coach or somebody to help them do it,
yeah,
they can do it. Everybody's capable. If God blessed you with 10, like with a brain, if God blessed you with a brain that's capable of thinking, that's capable of making decisions, that's capable of, like for anything. If you're capable, and I really do believe the term, hey, you go to a kid, you can be anything you want.
Yeah, word.
You could be U.S. president.
Right.
You could be anything you want in this entire world as you put your mind to it and you set your goal,
Yeah, man. It's true, bro. Like, we just exercise that part of our brains. We just get better at it. Some people are born with natural talent for whatever reason, but like that doesn't mean that's like the only thing that they're good at. They can become good at whatever the hell they put their minds to. You get me? Yeah, man. I mean, do you remember when we were in Barbara Goldman that there was that whole thing about that it was haunted?
Oh my God!
You know?
Like, that was as real as the pool on the 4th floor.
Yeah, you think so? Yeah, I never saw that.
I fell for that shit. I fell for that shit the first year.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man, because I'm not saying that I'm like heavy into believing in ghosts or whatever, but like I have seen a ghost, man. My family and I, we were forced to move out of this apartment in Hialeah, right by because you stayed in Lago Grande.
Yeah.
In Lago Grande, and then I stayed in
You stayed on like 26th Ave.
It was this man. I can't remember the name of the complex now, man. Like
I know which one it is. It was right there on 26th. It was kind of by that little supermarket, but
Yeah.
the next block over.
Yeah, exactly. And like whatever. So like when we moved out of there, because remember how, like, I don't know if you recall, bro. Like on 9/11, right? On the day of 9/11, right? Like this girl that I was crushing on, right, named Luisa, right? Like she was like, let me show you this old spot that we were at, right? And then like whatever, like we kind of like started to mess around. Not us mess around. Like the group of kids were like playing around in that area by the apartment, and we got arrested for trespassing, right? And my family got evicted from that complex because of it. So like I remember I was like, damn, yo, we got to move because of that. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And so we found this other spot, and that was a spot that like. It was like a half a block away, and in the back was that big lake. I don't know if you recall. I mean, you probably know Hialeah a lot more than I do at the moment. Like you got fresher memory.
Yeah.
Are you still staying in Hialeah?
I stay more closer. I stay like right there. Closer to Palm Ave. I stay on West 4th. But I know exactly what you're talking about. I know all the areas still. My mom lives around there.
Yeah.
So I pass by there all the time.
You're like a lifer. You're a lifer in Hialeah, bro.
A lifer.
Word. But man, like that apartment that we moved to, it's like the first. It was a 3-story apartment, but the first floor was just one apartment, and then the second and third was the other apartment. If you stayed on the second floor, you had a 2-story apartment. Yeah. And in there, this is a whole long story. I don't want to get totally into it, but like there was a ghost there. Long story short, that we moved into a haunted apartment. My sister saw the ghost. The guy that my mom was with also saw the ghost.
Yeah.
I saw it. I had some pretty traumatizing experience with that little fucker. Like, but like,
it was a kid or something.
it was a little girl.
Oh man, even the worst kind, bro.
It was a little girl. She was wearing white. She had black hair, and like, nah, for sure, bro. She haunted the hell out of us, man. And like, we were forced to move. That's why I didn't go to Barbara Goldman on my senior year.
Oh,
You know, I moved out on my 11th year, and I went to South Miami.
yeah.
But and you know, and the reason why, why'd you move? Shit, man.
Yeah, because you just like up and left. It's like shit, man.
Yeah, 'cause
and then
those-
years later is when we got back in contact. I was like, yeah.
It was because of the ghost, bro. There was a ghost in there. I'm not
Nah, I
even.
can
I'm not even exaggerating. Like, you know, how some people make up some crazy stories to kind of make like the reason why they leave more like, cool or whatever. Nah, we left because I just wasn't crazy about Hialeah, man. They just don't get it, man.
Hate traffic.
Nah, it was because of a ghost. That's why we left, you know.
Oh man.
But like
That's
that,
crazy.
but that brings me to like, bro, in Barbara Goldman, there was that whole thing about that those hallways, like the staircases were haunted and stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
I've heard all the rumors. Oh, there was somebody supposedly hanged themselves there, and all this other crazy stuff. And I
Yeah.
was like, I didn't buy into that, man. High school was worried about girls, man.
Right.
Worried about ghosts.
It's funny, man. Like you and a couple other homies that went to Barbara Goldman, like, and you were saying, oh, like you were worried about girls, man. Like during that time, I just never really had much luck with women, bro. You know, like I don't know, I just wasn't, I wasn't confident enough to just approach a girl and be like, yo, what's up, blah blah blah, blah. You know,
That's
like,
all. In reality, that's all it ever takes, like confidence. Because bringing me in high school, thinking I was the Bone Thug with my big ass hair and crazy
Yeah.
and crazy ass rap style.
you rapped so fast, bro. Like,
Yeah, man. No,
I'm sure you still got it.
yeah, I still dabble in it. You know what I mean? But the rap style and all that stuff. Man, I mean, you think about it. I was listening. That was my favorite artist. Yes, you know, I'm not even gonna lie or complain. You know, or you know, Bone Thugs was one of my biggest inspirations. Was my first fast rapping artist that I've heard. You know, I was in 5th grade, 11 years old when Eternal came out.
Wow.
And a friend of mine, he had actually, this was when with tapes, cassettes.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, his brother had bought a cassette, but it was his brother. He wasn't allowed to touch it or nothing. But they had one of those double recorders, so he put the cassette here and recorded it there when his brother was out somewhere. Wow! And then he made me a copy. And ever since then, bro, I didn't understand half the shit they were saying. They were like, you know, I was like, oh shit, well, he's ripping it. I don't even know what he's saying, but it sounds so cool, you know?
Yeah.
And then as you start getting older, 12, 13, you know, then you already start picking up, okay, this is what they're kind of saying. And then for some reason, like I said, these were my inspirations, and you always want to, you know, look up to them and whatever. So I wanted to be like them. That's why the only reason I grew the long hair, the only reason I have that rap style.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm not going to say I'm an originator or created it. Obviously not. You know, it's
Yeah.
People used to call me the fat busy bone, you know, shit like that.
Yeah, and like you had this knack where like when you would freestyle, you would kind of like mention like you were able to freestyle fast, which is what was like a unique trait of like when you would join the cipher.
Yeah.
And like you'll be there and you'll just kind of like, hey yo, and I'll be like, damn, it's crazy how fast like he's thinking. And then when you would spit me your written raps was also fast, like
Yeah.
yeah.
The thing is, it got to a point, especially in the beginning, where I would freestyle more than I would write. So I believe it or not, it was actually easier for me to freestyle than to write. I don't know if that's ever. I don't know if it happened to anybody else.
Yeah.
But in my case, it was more easier for me to freestyle. Just give me a subject and I'll rap about it or whatever. You know, obviously it wouldn't be 100% defined or complex because it's a freestyle. You know, it was exactly what it was. It was right there on the spot, and I can never spit it again. Yeah, because I probably won't remember it. You know. Yeah. But I actually started getting serious about the writing when I started doing the little studio setup. Because I would rap. I've been rapping since I was like 13. You know, I was rapping since I was 13, 14, 15. Then 16 is when I started doing the little studio setup. Then I started writing. Yeah. You know, I would write down and I was like, yo, this shit's hard, you know? Fuck, right. You know, the words, the line, the ending words were the easy parts. Everything in between that was hard. And then the way that I would rap, the fast rap, I would lit up like a page and a half for one verse. You know,
Damn.
typically because of all the extra, and I would literally run off the page. I would run off the page, and I wouldn't even know where to put that last or the last two words because I would run out of paper.
So you would like write your verse based off of like the margins.
Yeah, the margins. Yeah, that's it.
You're like, damn, my handwriting's too big. And you like make
No,
it
and then
smaller.
I swear, I even minimized my handwriting two times, like smaller, so I could actually fit the shit.
I couldn't imagine.
But
you
then I
like-
couldn't read it because it was so small, bro.
Yeah, I can imagine you squinting your eyes.
No, I
like,
squinted. Yeah,
what the
right.
fuck
I
I
have
write
to have it
there?
in my face. You know?
What is this, man? Hold on, give me a second. Hold on. Like it's like your studio is like the little mic that's like a stick.
Yeah.
The little Walkman headphones, a paper, and a magnifying glass.
Oh, and a sock
and, like,
over the microphone. It has to be a sock because you can't allow that pop, click, and pop in there.
Man, I remember how you would invite me over to your spot in Lago Grande, and like you'll have some other homies in school, like Harlan, rest in peace, Harlan.
Yeah,
you know.
rest his soul.
Yeah, Harlan and like the other homies that he was kind of rocking with.
Yeah, Rick and the little guy Dutch. I remember him.
Yeah,
too, yeah.
Dutch. Damn, that's
I
crazy.
got a memory, man.
That's wild. I wonder what he's up to nowadays, man. Like he was from New York, you know.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
But yeah, man. Like I remember how like everyone will be sitting in your room, like, and everyone would have to be quiet while whoever was rapping would get on the mic, and then people would never respect it. They'll just keep whispering amongst themselves.
You want to laugh? One of these songs that I did, I remember I did this song with Young Dude. I don't know, remember Franklin? Young Dude?
Franklin.
Young Dude. He's Dominican dude. You know, he's Dominican Harlem Shake. Whatever.
Nah, damn, the Harlem Shake.
He used to hang out with Eddie, DJ Jr.
Okay. Yeah, I remember DJ Junior. Yeah.
Yeah, but they used to be up and down all the time. And
Like the Harlem Shake.
yeah. And Doozy, he was doing a verse. He was doing a verse in my room, specifically in my room. You know, we were recording a song, and my sister was there with one of her friends, and her friend actually jumped in and into a skit in the song, you know, with her and do whatever. And it's funny because I'm doing my verse and I'm here rapping, and then I didn't know my sister was eating cereal on this glass, you know, metal spoon with this glass bowl. So you hear bing, 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 like a couple of, you know, and I'm like, what the fuck is that sound, bro? After I hear my verse.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I didn't even notice it until after I mixed everything in and I showed everybody the music. You know, I was like, bing, bing. I was like, what the fuck is this little bling, bling sound, you know? And it was my sister eating the cereal in the back. That's how it was a sensitive mic, man. she was in the other end of the room. It was. I'm telling you, that was the most super powered $7 mic that I ever bought in my entire life.
I remember how MC Benefit. Do you remember MC Benefit, the one that had the Super Mario record? Proceed with caution. I don't know if you remember. Well, if you don't remember, it's fine. But like that was the album cover that he came out with for that project that he was promoting in those days. He also recorded it on one of those mics, you know, and he like bigged it up like this is the mic that all these legendary songs were recorded on, and it must have been one of those.
Gels did his own. He did his first album, which is first album at that same setup that you said in his grandmother's house and everything. He did that his first album, whole entire album. He even did the beats because I was there when he would work on the beats and the samples and all that stuff because he was heavily into that too. Yeah. And he recorded his entire album on that one setup. Yeah. You know, and I was like, shit, man. I was like, damn, man. And, you know, it was pretty good quality, you know. He actually made copies and handed them out and everything. I was like, damn, man. I'm like, it's that. Like, I actually saw it. That was that time where I saw it. Where I was like, damn, bro, you know, like, now, you know, shit can be done at home.
Yeah, I remember when I recorded a couple freestyles over Gels' spot, you know, and I remember he was like, "Yo, you're like really good at doing your ad libs. Like normally people are like sloppy, they have a hard time catching their words, but you're like actually pretty good at it." I'm like, "Damn, that's crazy, bro." Yeah, man. I mean, that was a good time, bro. Like you know, I like during that time. I mean, I feel like we were kind of fortunate, bro, because I was talking about this with like, for example, like with Junk when he was here, like the time that we came up on was much more unified. It feels like it's much more unified than it was like shortly after like that time had passed, you know?
Yeah, because then after everybody, you know, split, people were like forming groups, you know, some people were like forming cliques, stuff like that. Other people, you know, just went their way. Some people just stopped. You know, it's like, you know, like once after high school, that's it. You don't see each other. Most of your waking moment back then was in high school, was in school.
Yeah.
You know, from 6 in the morning to 2:30, and if you had night school and afternoon school like I did, till 9 at night. So most of my waking moments at that time were at the school. So
I remember how I went to night school one time. I think I went to go visit a friend. He's like, "Yo, meet me at Goldman," whatever. Yeah. And I remember walking. I'm like, "Yeah, this is a very strange. It's like an alternate dimension. It's like I'm in the same school, but it's nighttime and it's empty, but there's lights on. What the hell am I doing here? Like, what the hell do y'all do here?" You know, I remember.
No, security was lenient. People would, I'm gonna go take my smoke breaks, and they smoke outside of the school, right there, sitting on the little murito.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
man, and I remember you had hit me up on I think it was Facebook or something. You were like, "Yeah, man," or Instagram, like, "Yeah, we used to pick up Disable and put them in the back seat of your car."
Yeah, man.
Because you had a big body. What was it? It was a Lincoln, right?
It was a Cutlass.
A Cutlass. Yeah.
1987 Cutlass.
Yeah, and like when we would go to like hip hop shows, you were down to scoop me up and also Disable up, and then like you would like push your your driver's seat forward and like let him sit in the back seat, and you put his wheelchair like in the trunk or something.
Yeah. And we we used to. I remember we were talking about that the other day, like 2 days ago. Bro, it's like, and that reminded that right there reminded me like of the whole 8 Mile movie. Like right after, actually, this happened before 8 Mile came out.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of, though. We used to pick up. It was us three. We would go in this old beat up car, Oldsmobile, just like in the movie 8 Mile. Oh, yeah, a beat up Oldsmobile, and we'll go straight over there to Gusto's or G's, and then we'll do our thing. We'll rap battle, then we'll go home 2, 3 in the morning, and then gotta get ready for school at 6.
Yeah, it's crazy how like infatuated we all were with it, you know?
Yeah, man, no, I wouldn't miss an event, man.
Yeah. I mean, you were lucky. You had a car. I caught buses. I was dropped off. I caught rides. Yeah. Like, yeah, man, it was it's crazy because I think about it now. Like, kids just catch a lift. They're like, "Where's it going?"
Now it's made so easy for them. Oh, Uber.
Yeah, that's crazy, bro. I remember that, man. But I mean, bro, like another thing is, man, is at Hialeah, like the time that I stayed in Hialeah, because like, bro, like before I lived in Hialeah, I was in Kendall, right? Yeah. Like you bounced around the line, so did I. Like,
in Hialeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, you bounced around in Hialeah. Nah, yeah. I was all over Miami. I went from like South Miami to Kendall, and then from Kendall to Hialeah, then back to South Miami, and then whatever. And like I remember when I got into Hialeah, that's me. I remember when I got into Hialeah, like. Jose, like, I mean, speaking about it now that I'm an adult, it almost seems like a little silly to like kind of look back at it a certain way. But I remember like that was my first impression of like a rough neighborhood, like people were like challenging me, like, and I was in middle school, high school, whatever. People were challenging me to fight, like like. All the time. I don't know what it was.
All these kids thought they were little Hialeah Chicos, and hey, what's up? Get one line, we'll fuck you up. And
I remember I got jumped a couple times, like, but like whatever, like I look back at it now and I laugh. You feel me? Because it is what it is. I remember like,
but you had your crew too, though.
Yeah,
you always hung out with. I remember you hung out with Carlos and Danny and Miguel.
But they would always catch me when I was like alone. You know what I'm saying?
I'll beat up already.
No, not the crew. The people that had a problem with me. They would always catch me when I was like by myself and just kind of like outnumber me and shit, man. And I remember, man, like I used to train with my dad, like because my dad is a martial arts instructor, and like. I'll be like, so I remember I would like hint at him like, so what do I do if someone's like coming from both sides and I'm just not sure how to, and he'll like, and I remember one time like I was able to kind of defend myself a little bit, like, and fight him off, and whatever. It's crazy, bro. Yeah, so you mentioned these names. I haven't thought about these guys in years, bro. You said Danny and his brother, like,
Carlos.
Yeah, he rapped crazy fast too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, bro. I actually follow both of them on Instagram. Carlos became very artistic in his way, and Danny's good. He looks good. I haven't talked to him or anybody. They look like they're they're cool.
I remember when when you would put me onto Bone Thugs. And you were like, all right, so which one's this one? And I'll be like, is that lazy? And you're like, no, it's crazy. You gotta
quiz.
You gotta know this. You gotta know this. You want to say you're a Bone Thugs fan? You gotta know who's who. You know? And I'll be like,
Oh my God.
And then I'll be like, oh, word. And I remember I was like, oh, okay, that's Wish. And you're like, yeah, you got it. Oh yeah, we already know that's Busy. Okay, cool, you got it. But, oh yeah, that's lazy. That's crazy. And then like I'll be like, so who's this one? And you'll be like, you see, there's a fifth member. You know, there's Flesh. I'm like, no fucking way. What? Like, yeah.
You know what the funny thing is? What the funny thing is, like like I said, in particular, I'm stating about the way I flow and stuff like that. I'm not gonna say it's my flow. It's the way I flow because I didn't invent it. It's not mine. It's not particularly mine. But the way I flow, like I use the Bone Thugs as a standard of as the level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, people would write raps or people would rap. They would usually, of course, take another style. A lot of people, when Eminem came out, I don't remember rapping like Eminem. And other people were, like the Wu-Tang or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to me, that style of the Bone Thugs and that fast flow, Twista, Bone Thugs, Tech Nine, all those people who rap like that, that style is the hardest, in my opinion. Like after even now at 34 years old, it's the hardest one to pull off. You know what I mean? It's really one of the hardest styles to pull off because it's not only physically demanding. You also you got to know how to how to spit. You got to know how to with your tongue. You got to know movements. You got to go. You know what I mean? You gotta know it's something. It's not only just mental. It's like, and I'm just gonna sit there. Yo, I gotta go and just rip the microphone from the top. I can't. It's like, and I gotta go and rip the microphone from the top of the dome when I leave them alone. Something like, like you gotta already know. You gotta time it. It has to be pitched, timed, and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Like that's. It's funny because when people collaborate with those artists who rap fast, they gotta adjust to that artist's flow. Like, they got to adjust to Tech Nine or Bone Thugs or whatever flow. Most of them.
Okay, I feel you. Kind of like how, like, when Biggie and the Notorious Thugs, like, his flow was more
his flow had
tricky.
to be picked up.
Yeah.
Like,
same thing with that track with Busta Rhymes, Look at Me Now, with Lil Wayne. Yeah. Lil Wayne rapped a little fast on that track, too.
Because and the reason, and one of the reasons, like I said, is because everybody here is a fast rapper. A lot of the times, like when there's somebody who raps fast in a song, it's like, let's say you're just hearing a verse, whatever, and you hear that verse, and it starts off already going crazy. Starts off like, and people's like, oh shit, like it'll wake you up.
a thing that I always found a little funny was how, like, whenever a rapper that raps really fast starts going into like a crazy like rhyme pattern for like 8 bars or some shit, the crowd would cheer before the guy's done. They'll just be like happy to.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure some of them would have messed up already a bunch of times. They'll probably throw in an extra word or there, or probably miss a word or something like that. You know what I mean? If you're doing it live, unless the whole audience is silent, you're probably gonna hear a fuck up or two.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I would say that, like, me personally, bro, like, I'm kind of more of a fan of, like, I do like the slower stuff because I like more like you can pay more attention to like the structure and shit, but then there's pros and cons to both, like,
yeah, of course,
like the fast one, like, you're admiring like how they can articulate so many words and just be like mad, like they're like the hi-hats of a beat, what I'm saying? And I mean, did I ever tell you? I showed you that one picture of when I went to that show with Busy Bone and Flesh and Bone.
Yeah, the watches.
With the watches.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. Like, that was wild, man. I remember being like, damn, it'll be dope if Bear was here. It's crazy,
No, I saw that picture too. I'm like, it'll be dope if I was there too. Shit.
you know that they be performing here like a lot, man. Like,
They did a concert not that long ago over there in Wentwood, some area in Wentwood, one of the little places.
You gotta go, man.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
It's like I said, man. It's family, man. Family guy now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My wife would like to go too. She would love. Shout out to my wife, Inali.
Hey, shout out to your wife, man. That's awesome.
Oh, motherfucker.
Oh, shit. Hold on. Let me give me a second.
That's her calling.
Nah, that's give me a second. Let me just. Okay, no, he hung up. That was actually Shake, bro. Shake hit me up, man. Shout out to Shake too, bro. But listen, man. Like, I was gonna say like, like with your kid, right? Because you're a family man now. Do you put your kid onto like? Do you put your kid onto Bone Thugs? Do you put him onto like Dragon Ball Z or something?
Right now at the because I got 4 kids, so 4 kids, 4 different personalities, 4 different age ranges. You know, one is 13, one is 10, one is 9, and one is 5.
Yeah.
The oldest one already made up his mind on what he likes and what he likes. You know, like the type of music he likes, and that's cool. You know, you made up your mind. The girls, they're kind of, you're getting more into the rap now.
Okay.
You know, but before everything was like little girly songs and you know little kid songs. You know.
Yeah.
And then my little one, I'm talking about the middle girls, the 9 and the 10-year-olds.
I just imagine a CD, a pink CD, and on the cover it says "little girly songs." Like when you said that, it's like little like
little girly songs, like things on the radio, some things on the radio and stuff. You know, Justin Bieber and stuff like the old Justin Bieber stuff, you know. But then it's funny because my 5-year-old, she's the firecracker. You know?
Yeah.
Back then I would listen to my music when she was in the car, when she was like maybe 2 or 3, you know, and she wouldn't understand it.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, oh, she doesn't understand a curse word or whatever, you know, or this fast rap, whatever. But lately, it's gotten to the point where she listens and then she even like she sings along now.
Yeah.
You know, so I gotta be careful of what type of music I put now. That's my phone. I gotta be careful of what type of music I put because it's gone to the point where she, like I said, she'll repeat it and then she'll repeat it word by word. That's the part that messes me up. You know?
Yeah.
She repeat. The other day she was singing the Drake song. I only love my dad and my mommy. I'm sorry. And you know, and I'm asking her. She's 5, and I'm asking her, "Oh, you don't love daddy too?" She's like, "I love you too, but this is a song, daddy." And she's pointing it out, making it specific. This is a song. And I'm like, "Well, why can't you say I only love my dad and my mommy?" Because that's not how the song is. You know,
and the MC kicks in like, "Nah, but dad, bed, it ain't that far off."
Oh, and that's another thing. The MC, like, I actually freestyle with her.
Yeah.
You know, we have our moments or stuff like that in the car or whatever, and it's just us 2 in the car. So I'll like, yo, Alyssa, and then she'll be like, yo, check it, yo. She'll start talking about Kmart and makeup and crazy, like weird ass, you know, like weird stuff. But you know, I'm like, okay, she's getting it. And then she just ends everything with, yo, I'm an MC. I swear, this is literally what I'm gonna record it one day. I think I had a couple of videos like that on my Instagram.
Damn.
But
that's awesome.
Yeah, overall, you know what I mean? Like she likes it now. I mean, kids when they're little, they like whatever their parents like. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when I was a little kid, I used to love my dad's music. I still do love my dad's music too. You know, but that was the only thing I used to listen to when I was a kid. Little kid, you know, my dad's a musician. You know, he's a percussionist. He plays all types of percussion.
I remember. I will go over to your spot and
see all the instruments.
Yeah, I'll see the instruments, and I was like, "Damn, this is tight." I imagine it must have been. I thought to myself, I'm like, "Man, it must be cool to be around all these instruments." But then it occurred to me later. I was like, "It must be very loud in there."
No, it was, man. I mean, especially when he had rehearsals. Like, we had rehearsals. We rehearsal like on Friday or Saturday nights. I will have to go out. You know, I can't at the house. Even if the downstairs instruments and I was upstairs in my room and it was a boom, 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 boom. You know, super boom, boom. You know.
Yeah.
But I mean, he like I said, my dad always and my mom, both of them, always. You know, they told me, "Yo, you have a talent, express it." They always encouraged it.
That's great.
They never laughed. I don't know. My dad in the beginning when I would rap, he would laugh. He'll even imitate it. He'll be like, "Mira que está hablando ahí." He'll start doing all that crazy ass shit. And I'm like, "Whatever, Dad. Leave me alone." You know? But then he saw that I was actually kind of, you know, when I did the studio little setup, that's when he saw that I was, okay, you know, you're taking it serious. Yeah. You know? You're taking it a little serious. Okay, so what, you know, then he would encourage me. He'll go to the shows at the school. He'll record with his, I actually got an old video. I told a couple of days ago, I don't even remember Johnny.
Nah.
That he used to rap to in Goldman.
I'm good with faces. I'm not good with names. And I've met a couple Johnnies, you know, like so.
I told him, I'm like, yo, because I saw a video the other day, one of those recordings that my dad did, and he was rapping there with Andy.
Okay.
I remember Andy, New Yorker, whatever. And then they were rapping, and I told Johnny, Andy, I don't know where he is, but I told Johnny, I was like, yo, you know, I got a video of you rapping. He was like, oh, word, because I don't know how to convert tape, old video recording tape to a phone video, you know what I mean, or DVD or anything. I guess I got to go to a place for that or something.
Right.
But I know, bro. There's a lot of people in that video. I'm talking about this video's from 2002.
Wow.
It's from 2002. It's me. Shakes is in there rapping with Weapon X.
Wow.
A lot of the BBoys. Phantom, he's there dancing.
Damn, shout out to Phantom. That's wild.
You know, Phantom's there dancing. Blue Eyed Mikey, you remember him?
Nah.
Chucky Mike, he danced too. It was just a lot. Like it was a lot of people. You know, people that are still known now, you know, that are you know, they're in Shakes, like I already told you, Shakes. You know, it's just a lot of people were in it, and they were just showing off that talent. And just to, you know, that video's from 2002, so let everyone know that this has been going on for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't, you know, I'm 34, but I've been rapping since I was 13. You know, Art's been rapping since 15, 16, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're already in our 30s. We already developed it. We already honed it. We already owned it. Honed and owned it. You know, we already got on it and like I said, man, not many people have stuck to their thing. You know what I mean?
Bro, it breaks my heart to see somebody quit rapping, bro. Like when someone's like, oh, I don't know, man, it just wasn't working out, and they moved on. Like whatever, bro, live your life, you know. But whenever I see someone that I know, at one point in time, right, they were actually dope with it, but then for whatever reason they quit. It kind of like, I mean, I referenced that in the song that I haven't released yet. But like, yeah, bro, it's just like, damn, dog, that blows my mind. Like, and meanwhile, like every single time that this is a daily thing with me now. Whenever it's time for me to go to sleep, like when I'm ready to pass out, I'll be laying there and I'm like going over rhymes in my head of the song I'm working on, and I'll drift to sleep. Practicing the verse, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like literally like obsessed with it. So it's just a little funny, bro.
I'm already, my goals aren't even to like be famous anymore. I think, like I said, rap to me is like, and personally, just my opinion. No, you know, I'm not speaking for anyone else, but to me, it's like a young man's game. You know, I mean, if you're looking for fame and tons of money and all this crazy ass shit, it's a young man's game. You know, if you started in your 20s and you know, you consistent with it, then that's fine. But me, I just do it for myself. You know, I do it as a way to train myself. Like Goku, I train myself not to be the hero, just to be the strongest, to be the best. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I haven't recorded a verse in years. I mean, an actual verse in a song I haven't recorded in years. And I'll still do Instagram videos here and there, or Cypher will be random cipher somewhere. You're walking through Wynwood and you'll see like a cipher going on or something like that.
Word? Those still exist, man. I gotta
Not that
walk
long
by
ago,
one.
I drove by with my wife and I saw a cipher and I was like, oh shit, you know?
And you stopped and you pulled up on it?
No, I was still driving. I mean, if I would have parked,
okay,
I would have
okay.
ran over there like a maniac. Like I stole something and jumped in
You
there.
just like bulldozed into
I was
it.
like, get me out of the way, motherfuckers! And then I was just jump in and rap.
Damn, that's wild, man.
But I mean, like, you know, I try to explain a cipher now to a teenager. They're gonna look at me like, "What are you talking about?"
Damn, that's so crazy.
You know?
Yeah, man, and like, and you know, these teenagers, bro, like they grew up with smartphones, bro. They grew up with like high resolution videos on their iPhones and shit. And it's like, yo, like capture these little moments, man, of you and your homies kicking back, like how you had that video from 2002.
Yeah. Man.
Like it's all the more valuable now. Like
that's another thing, man. Being a famous artist, man, everybody's carrying a camera in their hand. God forbid you do a stupid. You even trip on a fucking speed bump or something, it's gonna be for the whole world to see.
It's funny, man. Like at first, I was mad self-conscious about doing something embarrassing or whatever, or something happens to me that's embarrassing. But now, I've just learned to laugh at myself. Like this one time, that group that I was in, DMG, right? So DMG, right? So we were managed by this guy named Drop, right? Super engineer Drop, very, very skillful guy when it comes to Pro Tools. Yeah. He's a pretty cool guy too. Whatever. He worked a lot with Fat Joe, you know?
Oh, okay.
And it was Drop's birthday one year, right? This was in downtown. It was Drop's birthday. It was 1 year. It was his birthday.
One year. Not every other year.
No.
Just that one.
Just that one. Nah. But on his birthday one year, he had a show in downtown. A bunch of people came through. It was kind of like one of those, those South Beach shows where it's the flyer with the bottles and the disco ball.
Yeah, I know.
It was advertised as one of those types of
like a promotional.
like a packed club venue show.
Man, I mentioned my name at the door.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever, man. So I go there and I'm there kicking it in VIP and shit because he was managing us. We were all just kicking it there. And I went to the back, to the wall, and I went to the back or whatever. And Fat Joe walks into the venue with 30 motherfuckers, and they're squatted up, and the place was already packed. Now they gotta everyone just kind of got mad in this less elbow space, right? And I'm sitting there in the back, right? I remember I was right by Smiles and South Star.
Yeah, I remember them.
One of them,
or the Orlando group.
Yeah.
The black dude and the Asian dude.
Yeah. I was by the Asian dude, and I was like, "What's up, man? You chilling?" And he was like, "Yeah." So I just kept walking, right? So then I go back to the back wall, and I'm just standing there, and I guess the part that I was standing on was I was right in front of the door, like the doors that those doors that you push the bar, you push it in, that unlocks the door. Everybody goes into the VIP. 30 people go into an already packed VIP, and I had my back to the door and I was facing forward, and all these people pushed in, and the little ledge that my heels was on, I kind of got pushed back and I fell back. And how when you fall back, your arms swing up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, reaction.
Like my arms swung up, those doors fly open, and I get tossed into downtown. And it's it went from loud music, cool lights, it was dark, fog machine, Drop, Fat Joe, Smiles and South Star, all these hoes, and then now I'm just in downtown.
Temperature change too.
Yeah, and I was like, oh shit. And I remember I just looked up, and everyone was just looking back. It was like a movie. Everyone looked back at me for 1 second, and then went back to looking at to themselves. The doors closed.
My god.
The doors closed. Gung gung. They just closed, and I was like, damn, I literally got pushed out of the party. And I got up, I wiped my shirt, and I went to go get something to eat. And I was like, whatever, I'll just follow up with these guys tomorrow. Yeah.
I said, I want to go back in. Yeah, if that would have happened now, I'd probably laugh and go back in and party with them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, at the time, I was like, no way. Oh my God, this must be so symbolic. But now I'm like, damn, I gotta go back in.
Yeah,
there.
you just get old and you learn to take things not that serious, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I do goofy stuff all the time. In front of the kids, my wife. At work, I do goofy shit all the time. So it's not really, it's just the name. If you're 30s and 40s, acomplejado and shit like that, then bro.
Hey,
chill pill.
I wanted to ask you, man, because you pulled in today in that's a Lincoln, right?
Lincoln Town Car.
Yeah, you've always had them big body whips, man. Did you ever join a car club?
No, I've had the lowrider cars and all that stuff, but I never joined a car club. Too much drama. I was saying I had a lot of friends that would call me, hey, come meet us up over here. We'll just go. It was never I gotta join a car club and get a plaque and get a shirt and roll everywhere they go. If I didn't feel like going somewhere, I just wasn't gonna go.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's the, you know me, and everybody else knows me. Everybody that knows me knows that I'm a friendly guy. Even if I don't know you, I'll go up to you. Hey, how's it going? Whatever, Yeah. Because I'm that type of person. I just don't stay around looking hard at people or none of that shit. It's just in me. It's my nature. So.
Yeah, I remember we used to post up at the Taco Bell on 122nd right there by Lago Grande, by the Wendy's. That was a spot, bro. That was Lago Grande, that complex, low key, that place is like a fucking jungle, bro.
Yeah. Well, no, it's tamed to an extent.
Yeah, like I just remember like people would hop the wall all the time and like tag up the perimeter.
Yeah.
And you know, like, yo, where's this guy at? Oh, nah, he's on the other side of the lake. And it's true, man. It's like it didn't occur to me as a kid that there really is a big ass lake
in the middle
in Lago Grande. And I was like, oh, like, why don't we just? What are we going around? They'll be like, are you stupid? Like, we're going around the lake, bro. Like, I was like, damn, that's crazy because Lago Grande is a really big ass complex, man.
Yeah. Bro, I lived there for like 13, 14 years, bro. I've never fished in that lake, man. I never fished in there. I always wanted to, and they never allowed it. But I would still see people trying, fishing and shit like that. No, but that lake has history, man. Kids died in there, and like I don't fuck with that lake. That shit reminds me of Lake Crystal Lake or something from fucking Friday the 13th.
Yeah, it definitely it has a real like. I referenced this again like in another episode. That lake is definitely very like Silent Hilly, And like I remember,
especially at night, man.
I know it's crazy, dog.
Because some of like the way that the lighting and all the street is set up, it's by block. Like not my blocks, but like perimeter. A certain amount of houses are responsible for the lights and their maintenance and everything on that side on that part.
Yeah.
And then the next part and like that. Some of the areas don't have lighting at all. It's dark as shit. You go around there, you go around the lake, it's literally like, bro, it's pitch black, man. Like if you don't go with a phone or a light in front of you, you'll step into the lake and you won't even know.
Yeah.
Especially by the part of by where the apartments are.
And I remember I would see like those cocuyos, those little bugs with the green lights.
Oh,
like,
God.
The one that's on the cover of my project,
Yeah.
Transit City. And like I remember, man, like that place. There's a little magic to like Lago Grande,
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Hialeah is a cool spot, man. Like
It's the most Spanish-speaking city for its population in the United States.
Really?
Yeah, I googled that and looked it up. I was like, shit, because I thought Los Angeles or something was gonna win, but per population, the demographic here is 95% Hispanic.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy, bro.
So everybody speaks Spanish, and if you don't speak Spanish, go to Hialeah. You'll learn really quick.
Yeah. I mean, I've thought about it. I've thought about it a couple times, like maybe like getting a little apartment there, like. But I find myself chasing nostalgia a lot.
Yeah.
Like especially now, like I'm living in this hotel room in Little Haiti, and like it's cool, but like I would much rather prefer like the familiarity of where my old stomping grounds were. And I've thought about Kendall
So a lot of it
and Hialeah.
A lot of it has changed, though, man. I mean, a lot of it has changed. Just even though the areas are familiar, just a lot of the people have changed. It's like Marty McFly and Back to the Future. We went 30 years into the future. It's the same city, just totally different people. That's exactly how it is,
Okay, word. Yeah, so I guess that's a good analogy. I mean, truthfully, if I really had to pick, bro, like right now, I don't have a kid. I'm not married or anything, so I kind of really want to capitalize on this situation that I'm in at the moment and just like really, really push like the tour grind of my music. You know what I'm saying?
Do it, man. You can do it.
Yeah. I mean, like, have you ever been arrested before?
As a teenager, yeah.
As a teenager?
Yeah.
Yeah, like that whole shit is funny, bro. Like you don't think about it when you're young, but like when it happens to you, it almost kind of like puts you down this path where like now you have this like
record and all that shit.
Yeah, like do you remember when you were a kid and like how your parents put you on timeout and it was like you didn't even know what to think of it. You were like, okay, I was not doing anything wrong, and now I guess I did something wrong, and this is weird.
Yeah,
like that whole authority figure. Like makes you want to do things more kind of shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, man,
I'm facing that right now with a 13-year-old.
For real?
Yeah, man. You challenge everything you do. That's how it is. That's how we were. That's how they are, and that's how their kids are gonna be. I can't wait till they have kids later on. It's
yeah.
Like, it's just like they just say we're just getting a taste of our medicine.
Yeah, like you say that, like we challenge everything. Like, it's funny, like that's true, bro. Because even when I walk my dog Morty, like when he's on the leash, he really pulls on it. Yeah. But when I take him off the leash and he walks with me, like he's right by me. He's not. it's almost like he'll voluntarily rock with me as long as he doesn't have
he
anything.
Chooses to,
Yeah, as long as he's not, because when he's on a leash, he's like, all right, I don't like the way this feels. Let me tug on it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I feel you, bro. I mean, but whatever, bro. It is what it is, man. Like, you know, I see all my friends having kids, like how you have kids, and like, you know, a bunch of my homies already have families, bro. And I'm just there, like, I'm just here with my dog. I feel like those memes online where like everyone's with their family, and I'm just here, like,
eventually, man, you're not gonna be the crazy dog guy.
Nah, I hope
the
not,
crazy
shit.
cat lady, the crazy dog guy. No, man, yeah, like I said, man. When it comes, it happens, man. That's how it is. It came as a shock to me, you know. I became surprised, you know.
I'm just gonna pull up like with like 17 dogs on leashes with a big ass white beard. I'm gonna be like,
He knows you're talking about him.
yeah. What's up?
He's like, I'm the only dog in this motherfucker.
Yeah, nah, it's because they see people outside, bro. I open the door. I open the doors that way that. Hey, come on, stop. I open the doors that way that it's not so dark in here, bro. But like, he's a good dog, man.
Yeah. Like I said, that dog, when I came in here, I saw the dog. I was like, that dog has traveled more than I have, man.
Nah, but he smelled the pizza. That's also what it was. He was like, oh, okay, what's up with this? You know, he always like feels entitled to food and shit, man.
But yeah, man.
But yeah, man. So like, you know, that's awesome, bro. It's really great to hear like that you're building with your kids, man. That like, you know,
and like I said, I encourage whatever they want to do. You know, they want to sing, they want to dance, they want to do whatever. You know, my 5-year-old sings and dances. You know, the older girls, they dance. The older boy likes to sing. The only thing is, like I said, they don't like taking advice. You know, I told the older boy, because the older boy, if he gets to it, he could actually, you know, he's debating right now because he goes to church.
Nice.
So he's debating right now to join the choir, but he said he's scared and this all I do is encourage. I'm like, man, if you have a talent, go ahead, but you gotta every range of that talent. Because, you know, he could do low vocals, but, you know, when it comes to it, it's also good to learn the high-pitched vocals, you know, because, you know, it's just to learn every range of it, you know, like every part of it.
yeah.
Like the like when I the rap, you know, I rap, like the way I rap and everything, the way I flow, it's I learned every other type of flow. I can do other types of flow. I can do it fast. I can do it slow. I can sing, rap, whatever, you know. But you know, it's just something to back. I could do hooks. I could do, you know, you just gotta learn. You know what I mean? And just along with the flow, if you also want to join the music industry, you also gotta learn the industry. You know, you gotta learn the industry. You gotta learn contracts. You gotta learn record labels. You gotta learn this because everything is just one step to the next.
Oh, I remember. Like, now that you mentioned that, I remember I made a note in my mind. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna bring this up. Like, you were talking about how like this really shady person that wanted to sign you when you were like a 16-year-old. Like,
okay, I was in talks with a label. It was I'm not gonna name the name. I was in talks with a label, and they liked my style, they liked my flow, they liked everything about me. And I was 16. I was like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? You know, the woman who ran the label, she was a young woman, you know, 18, 19. It was like a little underground independent label, local. But it was the first time I ever heard of label. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, you know. So I'm talking, you know, I didn't even have a car back then or anything. So you know, we're just getting into it and everything, and then she had set up a meeting with a studio to go record some songs and stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. You know, I'll go. You know, I don't mind. You know. I already, you know, they sent me a beat. I wrote to it and everything, and she picked me up. She picked me up with another kid and some other girl. Like they were artists in the label too. They looked younger than me.
yeah.
Anyways, we go over there, and it was in Little Havana. It was a studio. And it's the first time I actually step into a studio, you know, like, oh, shit, you know, like, this is a studio. I see the speakers, and I see the instruments. I actually had instruments in there. They had instruments. They had everything in there, you know, the booth. And I'm like, okay, this shit's, you know, it's getting stepped to the next level. So I go over there. And like I said, this woman that ran the label, she was very nice woman. We just lost contact because we lost contact. But there's no beef or no bad blood or none of that shit.
Yeah.
She was you know, we walked in. We all walked in, and when he saw all this stuff, the guy came out. The guy, who ran the studio, he came out and he was like, "Hey, what's up? Hey, what's it?" Saying hi, introducing to us and all that. And him and her went talking, but they're talking like they're best friends. Mind you, they're talking like buddies. How's the kids? How's this? How's that? Whatever. We hung out. What we gonna do? Whatever. Bro, you could have swore these were friends for years. The guy from the studio took our numbers down.
Yeah.
He took our numbers down. Actually, I didn't have a cell phone. It was a house phone. It was 2001, 2002. Not everybody had a cell phone. So he took the number down and everything.
He calls your house and it's like, "Can I speak with Bear?" And your mom's like, "Yeah."
Gang? No, I gave her my line. I had my own line. It was Hood Rich.
Hood Rich.
Anyway, he called me like 2 weeks later, and he told me, "Yo, I got a setup here for you for a verse or whatever." And I'm like thinking, okay, cool. I called the label chick, and she was like, "Hey, I never okayed anything for a verse or anything. Go see what he wants. Go see. I'm not signed to anything or whatever." So I was like, okay, cool. We'll see what you want, As soon as I get in there, I get over there. I hitched the ride from a friend of mine that lived in Lago too. I hitched the ride. I go over there. As soon as I get there, it was just me, my friend that walked in with me, and that guy. There was no one else there. So I'm thinking this guy must be the engineer too or some shit, Yeah. And then when I get in there, this guy just starts bad talking, bro. It's not even like, it wasn't even a, "Hey, how's it going?" or nothing. It was just, as soon as I walk in, "Bro, don't sign with this person. The woman. Don't sign with this person's label. And da-da-da. And they're a piece of shit. They're never going to go anywhere. Oh, fuck that shit. Bro, these people aren't worth dick. Sign with me. And you're going to make it big. And da-da-da-da-da-da. Crazy ass shit." And I'm like thinking to myself, even the guy was looking at me like, "Yo, what the fuck is this crazy?" Even the guy that I went with was looking at me like, "What the fuck is this crazy ass?"
Yeah.
Like, this motherfucker just started bad talking, bro. It was bad talking. And I was quiet. I was like, they got me by. At first, I was in shock. It was like, it hit me with a shock. Like, what the fuck? Isn't this your friend? Yeah, and isn't this lady's friend? And now he's there just talking about a tremendo gang of shit. And these are adults, mind you. We're teenage. I was a teenager at the time, and these are adults, and adults talking about each other like that. That's when I was like, damn, bro. Like, fuck, really? So, and then he started talking about contracts and shit like that. "Oh, and sign this." He gave me the contract right there on the spot. "Sign this contract and join my label." And and I'm telling the guy, I'm like, I'm 16, right?
It's just that like if someone didn't know that was like that you were talking to somebody that wanted to sign you to a record label, just that whole approach just sounds like the devil.
Bro, it was like, like some type of label snatching or I don't know what, bro. I wasn't signed. Like I said, I seriously felt intimidated. Once the contract got pulled out, I felt intimidated. I was 16. I don't know shit about contracts. All I know is how to spit and shit. That's all I know how to do when it came to the music.
Nah, it's scary, bro. When you see that big paper and you're like, "Holy shit, I might actually be signing
like
my
10
life away."
pages long and shit, man. And then I was like, he was like, "Oh, you could take it home and read it up and da 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 da." You know what I mean? And I was like, "Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do," because he saw that I wasn't budging. He saw that I wasn't. He saw already that I was not gonna sign it there.
Yeah.
Like he was like, "Sign it, come on," and I'm like, I don't know, man. I gotta look at. I don't know. I just kept telling him I don't know.
You see, like that right there, that whole "sign it, come on." Like I could level with you, man. Like some years ago, like I would say maybe like easily like 7 or 8 years ago, I wanted to get a car. I was here in Miami. I'm like, man, I want to save up to get a new car. So I went to a dealership and I looked up. I wanted to get a Dodge Magnum. You know those station wagons?
Yeah, the Dodge Magnum.
I wanted to get a Dodge Magnum. So like, so I go, I find one, and I find one online. I call the guy, "Hey, do you still have these?" He's like, "Yeah, come through." So I go, and the car salesman was this like tall black dude, and he was like, "Yeah, you want to get this one and that one. Like, which one you want to get?" Like almost like you want it. Let's not even play around. You want this car. Come get it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, let me. And I saw it it was a little beat up here and there. I don't know. I wasn't sold on it. So I was like, all right, it's all good, bro. Thanks anyway, man. So I leave, right? And then I go on Craigslist, right? And I remember at the time on Craigslist, I was looking up like studios to record out of, but like I would engineer myself. So I found this one studio, right? And I scheduled a meeting to go and check out the studio, whatever. So then like the guy's like, yeah, come through. So then I go to the studio, and it's the same guy. and the guy was like, yo, let me talk to you, man. Come here, come sit down with me. And he sat down. I sat down on his desk. And it was like it was the same vibe of a car salesman.
Trying to sell you the studio.
Nah, he wanted to sign me. He pulled out this pamphlet of like same thing, 10, 12 pages of like a record label, like fine print. And he's like, so look, man, you know, you rock with me, you're gonna be a big star. You know what I'm saying? I'll get you the Dodge Magnum and you get to record.
Little bumps on it.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh man, this is not. I don't feel good about this at all. You know,
yeah, man, yeah.
I was like, can I take this so I can read it over? And he's like, nah, bro, you know, you just gotta, like, people weren't saying bro back then. Nah, homie, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta look over it now and sign with me now. And I remember thinking to myself, I'm like, I don't know that much about the record industry, but I know for a fact this is not how you go about it, you know? So I was like, all right, bro, it's all good. Peace, man. Man, I got out of there so quick. Like, it's just so crazy how like people when they approach you to like sign you over, it's almost like this crazy ass mind game that they try to play.
Yeah, bro. It was like, but this mind game wasn't even like, oh, come on, you know, it wasn't even nice. The nice approach. This shit was like fucking, like yo, on the aggressive level, you know?
Yeah.
Like they were like, it was just aggressive and very, very like, you know. And I'm like, I'm the type I analyze everything that anybody's telling me. You know, I sit back quietly and listen. I don't jump in or anything like that. So I wait for the guy to finish talking, and I'm like, I don't know. He keeps on talking more, and I'm like, I don't know. Keeps on talking. You know, I'm 16. I don't think I could sign that. Oh, no, you could sign. Bro, he was even trying to get me to sign it at 16 with no parent or no nothing, you know. At the end, I just like, yeah, you know what? Let me read it over because it's only 10 pages or whatever. So I took the contract and I left. You know, I called back the label lady and I told her like, look, this happened. She was like, what a fucking asshole, what a son of a bitch, and whatever the fuck, and sign with me, and you know what I mean? I was like,
yo, this is too much.
Yeah. that little fucking shit right there, like that little experience with just, that's right there, that little experience with the industry, that tiny bit of experience with the industry put me off so much, bro. Like it put me off. Like I didn't even like, bro. I was like, bro, the next person I ever hand a demo to has to be like somebody for a big label. Even though, like I said, even though I wasn't promoting anything at the time or recording or anything at that, I was recording, but I wasn't promoting or anything like that. It was just a demonstration. You know what I mean? I would do 2 or 3 good songs, put them on a CD. You know. And I had to actually, believe it or not, it wasn't one. It was a CD, like those CDs that you burn.
Yeah,
but you also even have to dress it good. You know what I mean? I made my own little album cover. It was like this concrete wall with my face on it, and I even labeled it and everything like that. Because believe it or not, it's presentation too. You know what I mean? If it looks professional, if it looks good, then you know they'll give it a little. But you just give them a CD. Here you go. They'll probably throw it in the pile with the other CDs.
Yeah, with the Sharpie with like messed up handwriting. But holla at me.
Yeah, no information either. No phone number, no nothing. How to reach the artist. Oh, this is it. That's it. You know. So
that's funny.
So like, you know what I mean? It's that right there just put me off, man. You know what I mean? And it's like ever since then, I was just, you know what? I'm just gonna hone my shit, hone my skill, and I like doing music. I like it. I don't do it. I don't do it for money, obviously. I don't do it. You know, I do it for kicks. It's fun to me. It's fun. It's fun to record with your friends. It's fun to record, you know, to write music and freestyle and kick it and do whatever you got to do with music. You know, it's fun to me. It's like, you know, it's not a chore. It's not a job or anything. You know, I got a job to go to that I can be miserable at. So, so when I get out or do whatever and I do my music or I record or whatever, you know, it makes me feel good about myself. It makes me feel like I created something, you know? It makes me like I created a talent, you know, like and over the years we've honed our craft. Let's for instance, let's say there's a grapher or somebody who does art or whatever. I could look at a painting and say, hey, that shit looks fucking dope. That shit looks nice as fuck. But another person who is an artist can look at it and see every single flaw in it, or every single defect in it, or see you or already made up his mind on what it's gonna be or what it is.
Yeah.
Just like when somebody tells me about a verse, somebody's verse, a rap verse, or oh that verse is dope or whatever. We are trained, you and I, and people have been doing this for a long time. We're trained to listen to delivery, flow, content, and even more intricate things like pitch, tones. You could even hear if an artist is unsure or hesitant about a word in a verse.
Yeah.
You could actually we can hear that. I know. I mean, I can, and I'm pretty sure you could too, as long as you've been doing it.
Yeah.
And beats and everything like that. Like it's become like we became like masters of the craft. Even like I said, I haven't recorded doesn't mean I don't still do it. I still do it. I do it here. I do it there. I do it at work. I work. There's a couple of guys that rap. I rap battle with them every day at work.
For real?
Yeah, bro.
Man, I remember
we're different departments, so I rap about my department's better and all this crazy ass shit.
Damn, that's funny.
Yeah, man.
That's awesome, man. I mean, bro, I'm just happy to hear that you're still doing it, man. And that you have like established yourself in your life, bro, and that you haven't forgotten about none of this, to be honest with you, man, like I hold those times really close, bro. There was a time that I was really going through it, man. I was in a dark place, bro. I wasn't talking with nobody from Barbara Goldman. I had that line in Toe Through Rap where I'm like, I'm not in contact with anyone that I knew from Barbara Goldman. Got to learn to live with regrets in your karma, homie. Yeah. Like, I was just really holding on to just things that I wished I would have done better. So, since I started this podcast and I'm like reaching out to homies and people are reaching out to me like, yo, what's poppin'? Like, it's just cool, bro. It's a little blessing from God. You know what I'm saying? But yo, look, man, we've been talking for more than an hour, bro.
No, man. Like I said, man, hey, thanks for having me, bro. Like I said, this doesn't even feel like a podcast. I feel like if we didn't have the headphones and the microphones or anything, it would just be, this is how we would normally talk.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is how we would talk. We would talk like we would like talking Catalyst or on the way to rap battles or anything. We would analyze things, overanalyze things maybe, and we would just start talking and stuff like that. And always good vibes, man.
Yeah, bro. I mean, that's kind of like what I wanted to, for everyone out there, right? That's listening to this podcast. Like, I just want y'all to know, man, like, me doing this podcast is not I'm not trying to become a podcaster. You know what I'm saying? This is like a kind of like I wanted to shed some light on the people that are in my life. Yeah. The people that I came up with. So you can get to know them and what they're up to, and as well as myself, man. So far so good. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, man, anything to come. Like I said, I wouldn't trade anything to come over here, kick it with a good brother. Like I said, a good brother in this, I'm not even gonna say the rap game, but it's just like in a friendship level. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Because yes, even though we have lost contact and we go back in contact and lost contact because everybody's doing their own things and families or whatever, or traveling or. At the end of the day, we're all, we can see each other, show the love to each other. Hey, what's up? How's everything going? And just kick back and talk like this. This is how we, like I said, without the microphone or the headphones, this is what we would normally talk about,
Yeah, man. Nah, I don't guilt trip nobody for doing their thing and not trying and not staying in contact with me, man. I just appreciate the few times that I am in a conversation with them. Yeah. But look, man, let's go ahead and wrap this up, bro, because I know that you probably have some things that you got to do, and so do I, bro. I try to stay busy as well, man. But yo, you want to tell people where they can find you on social media or like?
Social media, nah. Well, I got a SoundCloud.
Okay, that's cool.
I don't even remember it. A little SoundCloud. I haven't updated it in maybe in a couple of years, but if anybody's curious to know about my music, let me wait till the Wi-Fi loads.
Yeah, priorities first. Word, man.
Hold up. Gotta go to my homepage. Okay. My profile is LOPE603. My SoundCloud profile. It's a picture. Believe it or not, it's a picture of me behind one of my old cars with a McDonald's sign in the back. Perfect. That's just where the picture was taken.
Let me see it.
I'm not even joking.
Oh, Damn, that's funny, bro. See, look, that right there, bro. Like the way that you look in that picture, like that's my predominant memory of like, you know, like.
Well, that's the goal, man. I go running every day, bro. After work, from 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, I go running, man. I gotta.
So
It's another thing.
So for people that want to hear it, it's like Lopez, but without the Z. LOPE 603. Lope 603.
Yeah.
Word, bro.
Like
yeah,
I said,
man.
And everybody, hey, thank you very much. Medianoche podcast. You know, Art, one of my dogs, and I'm talking about one of my dogs from back in the days, and it's still my dog now. You know
Absolutely,
what I mean?
bro.
Like,
Forever,
it's
man.
true what you say. You know, after high school, you lose contact with everybody. I seriously have a handful of people that I still talk to, and you're
Yeah.
one of them. You know.
Word.
So, like I said, thank you for having me, bro.
For sure, man.
Like, man, I really appreciate coming over here, man. Believe me, it's my pleasure. You know what I mean? It's a pleasure for me to be over here and you know, kick it with you and, you know, eat some pizza.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of chuckled a little bit when you're like, "I'm gonna bring a pizza." I'm like, "Good old bear."
Good old bear, you know, always bear. I can't bring them back. Maybe I'll go for Medianoche later, but
Well, good, bro, man. I haven't even had one for like over a week now. But yo, for sure, man. All right, we out of here, guys. That was episode 15 of the Medianoche podcast. I got Bear here with me. Morty's over here barking at anything that he sees. And my name's Art Morera. We out of here, guys. Peace.
Medianoche.
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 Podcast.
Medianoche.
Podcast.
Medianoche.
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 Podcast.